All right, hello everybody. Welcome to one of our Team Passion Zoom calls. It is Thursday night, March 15th, and although spring is a week away, it does not feel like that here in the Northeast as we're under 2 feet of snow with another nor'easter coming. But we will make it. But I am really, really excited to chat with you guys tonight. I have a topic, I have a couple things I want to talk about real quick, and then I kind of want us to build on that in the rest of the call. I really want this to be a business mastermind. Everyone is currently muted, but you're welcome to unmute yourself whenever you need to say something. After I get these first 10 minutes out, I'll monitor the chat box, or Andrea, if you can monitor the chat box, that would be great. Just so I don't get super distracted in just these first 10 minutes getting out kind of what I want to chat about. And then, like I said, I want us to build on talking about what I'm gonna mention. I want this to be a mastermind, a business meeting, and so one of the topics I'm gonna talk about is just that. I'm gonna kind of start with that and talking about the importance of plugging in and kind of what does plugging in mean. Okay, so this is a very new business for many of us, right? Like, what are we doing? Even if you've done another multi-level marketing company, this one is very different. I remember transitioning over from my other multi-level marketing company that I had done for 8 years, and now I'm 8 years in, but don't worry, I'm not leaving at 8 years on this one. But I remember coming over and going, oh my gosh, this is completely different. So I almost had to untrain myself from what I had learned over there. Luckily, we did do personal development over there too, so that was good. So I've been doing personal development for 15 years. But this was very different. So we are not meant to do this business alone. This is a business that if you try to do it alone, you are doing yourself a disservice, 110%. You're doing yourself a disservice because you could do it, eventually, but if you don't plug into what we're doing and ask for help, it's going to take you way longer than if you just would plug in and kind of get the help that you need in the beginning. We do have a couple stories of leaders on the team who did that. They're like, no, I got this. No, I got this. And then like a year or two in, they're like, okay, what do I need to do? So don't waste 1 or 2 years. Just plug in. So plugging in to me means making sure you're in the Team Passion Coaches page and checking in every day. In that, we do a pinned post, and we call it the Business Activity Tracker. We've been doing it for 70-something days in a row. We actually did it about 30 days before that too, but we've been logging since the beginning of this year. And basically, we just post what we're doing in the business throughout the day. You don't have to wait till you're done with all of it. You can post. I kind of post throughout the day in it. Here, I did my workout, I drank my shake, I read my personal development. But so just kind of chime in on what you're doing. It's a checklist, so to speak, of what your business should look like. So that's one place that I want you to plug into. If you're in the big Team Passion Getting Obsessed group, of course, make sure you're checking in there. If you're not and you have your own team challenge group, that's totally fine too. One of the things you want to do in the big group especially is if you have people in there, you need to be in there. So they're not gonna, it's great that they're seeing me post or Andrea post or Pamela post or Christy post and Heather, like it's fine. They're like, okay, cool, these guys are super inspiring, but where's my coach, right? Like, and so they're gonna wanna connect to you as their coach. So if you're in there and you have people in there that you've invited, you've gotta make yourself known in that page, okay? So that's the other piece. And in Team Passion Coaches page, by the 1st of every month, I change the cover photo of the page to the team's calendar. It's not pretty, it's not fancy. I just take a snapshot from our website under teampassiontraining.com. There's an events tab, and our calendar is there. So it's either there or it's on the coaches page. So you know when the business opportunity sneak peeks are, you know when the coach basics are, you know when these calls are, you know when I'm gonna come live in the page, you know when Super Saturday is. So everything's kind of in there. And so make sure you're checking that out. Then stuff like this. So getting to events, I'm going to call this an event. I'm going to start calling our Team Passion Zoom calls events, because ultimately this is what they are. They were virtual events. So if you were sitting at a Super Saturday that corporate puts on and other coaches put on, and you come to and you know, you hear stories and you get some training, this is what it would look like, but you'd be in an open setting with everyone, right? And so plugging into things like this is huge, because yes, you can plug into the coaches page. Yes, you can plug into the Big Team Challenge group, but coming here and seeing everyone and hanging out with everyone, it's like a virtual fun meeting where you get to kind of, oh, you know, oh, there's Christy. I've been seeing her post, you know, like, okay, you know, you just kind of start learning about each other by coming into these types of events. There's nothing like going live in person, but this is the next best thing. And so I am going to also challenge you to find a Super Saturday near you. If you are an Emerald coach and above, you can run your own Super Saturday. So I decided to run our Super Saturday again here at our house, because I'm like, oh crap, Sammy has a dance competition the next day. I have to get her hair blow dried out straight that Saturday, and if I go travel an hour, it's gonna mess up my whole day. And these dance competitions stress me out to begin with her hair and her makeup and making sure she has all her accessories. Like, I'm just like, I've been doing this dance mom thing for like 5 years and I still freak out. So I need my peace. I need my peace of mind. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just do a Super Saturday here. And so I logged onto the site, you know, put all the information in, and we're doing Super Saturday here. So if you can't find one that's close enough, or the same thing, you're like, gosh, it's 2 hours, I have something to do, I'd really rather stay close, then just host one yourself and have some teammates over, 5, 10 people, whatever. And so that's huge too. Making sure you're hitting Success Club every month so that you can earn these trips and come on these trips with us. These events are huge. My girls live for these trips. They like love earning these trips every year and going on these trips. So make that a family goal. We definitely write on the vision board when the next trip is. And so if there's ever a time where I'm like just like now, I'm like, hey girls, I have to actually do a team call. Can you go up to my room instead of watching the TV down here? And then they were all excited. Oh, we get to go lay in your bed and watch TV. Okay. You know, and they know that that time means, you know, usually I'm hanging out with them right now. But tonight is a business meeting and I need to have a business meeting, and they know that that helps them earn next year's trip, which is the cruise. So, you know, I just want to talk about the importance of events. You can also find local events in your area put on by some personal development authors that you are fans of. They tour all over. A lot of times they're in California, but you can certainly find different areas. We went to one in Boston that Tony Robbins came to last year. Tom Brady was there, Julian Edelman, and it was an all-day event, and they sold us stuff all day, but then there was Tony Robbins, so it was worth it, hearing all the little sales pitches. But it, you know, so there's definitely things that you can look into that are local for you as well, that aren't Beachbody related, but will grow you as a person. Live events, you get to talk to the people around you. You could find your next business partner at a live event that maybe isn't Beachbody related. So I wanted to just get that importance kind of out of the way at the beginning of this, of the importance of plugging in and feeling part of the community, not just reading. Like, people will say, oh yeah, no, I read everybody's posts. Great. But now comment on them, get to know each other, because you will never, like, if you start sharing pieces of your story, you know, there's maybe someone on the team that Heather's like, oh my gosh, I'm a lawyer too, like, or I do all those Disney runs too, let's meet up next time. Like, if you don't start talking about who you are and what you do, people aren't going to get to know each other. And, you know, I said it the other night on the team call, like, there's so many people I love to follow because they do show me a piece of their life, and then the other half of the team, I'm like, I have no idea who you are and what you do, what you enjoy, if you're not posting about it. So that's that. Any questions or comments or anything to add on events, plugging in, the importance of that piece?
I'll make a comment.
Yeah.
for those that are in the Team Passion Obsessed challenge group page, when you were asking or mentioning about being plugged in there, people that are plugged in there, I think it's just as crucial to be plugged into the Team Passion coach page. So like when you start plugging into the coach page, and the more that people participate in there and share and ask questions and things like that, it's going to be just as exciting as the challenge group page. So like that's gained a ton of momentum because people are like, it's like one big family. Well, there's no reason that the coach aspect of it can't be the same way. But I think that a lot of people are more hesitant to share or ask questions on the coach page. But I just strongly urge everybody to participate there, because it should be just as exciting to want to talk to the coaches as it is to talk to your challengers, because we are one big happy family.
Yes, huge. Good point. Yeah. Yes. And then it gets really exciting because people then want to come to Summit to meet each other, because they're like, oh my gosh, you know, you can meet your success partner. And now that's the other important piece of making sure you're talking about who you are, because people will message me and go, do you know who should be a success partner for me? I'm like, listen, go to the business activity tracker post, see who's posting every day, see if you can figure out who they are on social media, go follow them, and then try to match yourself up with those like-minded people. Like, you know, like I said, like Heather, we know, loves to run. She's a lawyer. She's busy. She has 2 boys. She's planning an amazing summer trip, and we know all about that. And, you know, like just different, you want to know about people's lives so that you can find your own success partner and you can feel connected. So yeah, super important. Thank you, Andrea. The second thing I wanted to talk about is big. So we all have found this new love and passion with 80-Day Obsession, right? Like those of us who are doing it are like, oh my gosh, where has this program been on all our lives? I made a comment today. I was like, Autumn just knew exactly what we needed when the network needed it. You know, after the hit last year, changing from DVD to digital, it took a hit. Like, the people don't like change. People freak out. And we got a crazy new president at the same time. So everybody was all in an uproar. So, oh my God, Beachbody has no more DVDs. And what is happening, right? Like, so social media went crazy. It just was crazy. So we had to adjust to that. And those of us who stuck around and just figured that out, and it was like, all right, I'm going to figure this out. Like, change is good. Change is good. There are going to be people that stay with us. Those of us who stuck with it now are reaping the benefits and seeing the rewards. And then we got rewarded with 80-Day Obsession. So I want to talk about and you guys have seen the transformation happen in me, you know, through those of you who've been with us for a while, but, you know, there was a lull where my health wasn't as good as it could have been. I gained all the weight back that I had lost. I kept it off for 6 years, and then I had a really stressful year, and it all came on in a year. After losing it in 6, came back on in a year. Really? But that's what happened. And so ever since recommitting to being a product of the product, January 1st of 2017, my business has picked back up again. I'm attracting people. The team's moving again. It's that effect, right? Like, just domino effect. So it is super, super important that you are always following a program from start to finish as a coach. If something happens halfway through and you're like, oh my gosh, I got hurt on this program, or this program is horrific and I just can't do it, then okay. But don't just give up on a program because like, I don't really like it, right? Like, give the program all the way to the end, from start to finish, and always know what you're going to do next. So many of us that are finishing 80-Day Obsession, some are moving on. Some are like, I am so over these hour-long workouts, I'm moving on. Or some are moving on back to their favorite trainer. I love Autumn, that was great, but I'm moving on, which is fine. Or some of us are doing 80-Day Obsession again. So whatever it is, know your plan. Because if you have a plan of, okay, this is what's coming next, then you're going to be able to invite, attract, and talk about what's coming next. I'm now talking about the 4/23 80-day obsession group, but I'm getting everybody ready now. It doesn't mean people are going to order on 4/22. It means everybody's getting ready, ordering now. They're going to start with 21-day fix. I'm going to get them learning the containers. Then they're going to do a little obsessed, right? So you want to make sure you always know that you're always following the current program to a T and taking your pictures and make sure you're entering the Beachbody Challenge and getting every shirt. You can only enter the Beachbody Challenge once a month, but you can enter it multiple times. So you can, you can put your 80-day obsession results in now, I think. I don't think you don't get a t-shirt till you finish, but you can submit for that money. Don't quote me on that though. It may not be in the thing yet. But you can do 21-day fix. I did all my programs last year, and I'm pretty sure I got a couple duplicate shirts because I had done it like so many years ago. So I don't know how good they track that. So just keep submitting results, making sure if you're submitting results and that reminds you, then put it in the challenge group. Go, oh my gosh, I just submitted my results, because it's going to remind everybody else to submit their results. So one of the things that you want to be doing as a coach is leading by example and submitting the Beachbody Challenge results. And we've got to remind people to do that. And Beachbody recognizes you. I don't know if everybody gets this, but did you guys get like an annual report that shows last year what you did with who entered the Beachbody? Yeah. So you get this annual report that tells you, here's how many customers you have in the 365 club. Here's how many Success Club points you had this year compared to last year. So you get this whole analysis, which is awesome. I love that they started doing that. And one of the categories in there is you had this many people enter the Beachbody Challenge. So make sure, you're assessing that report and figuring out where you need to get better. My this year compared to the year before, it was like crap. But so now I'm like, okay, well, I know where I need to get better, which is fine. So that is super duper important. And then the final thing is personal development. So like I said, getting to events, go to personal development events. Make that one of your goals. Brian Tracy says you should take 10% of your income and invest it back in yourself. So invest that in a course. Maybe you do an online Chalene Johnson course, Smart Success, or Marketing Impact Academy, or maybe you would do a Brendan Burchard's World's Greatest Speaker training, where he has an academy online, and then you go. So all these academies online come with 2 tickets to the live event, it's huge. You can do the academy online, but it is nothing like walking into a Brendan Burchard event. He's amazing. He's so fun. Amazing. World's Greatest Speaker training is awesome. You also get Bo Eason at that, and you get Roger Love, who is a voice coach to the stars. He teaches actors and actresses that don't sing how to sing. Like he helped Nicole Kidman sing in Moulin Rouge. So he's amazing. So you get those 3 all in one. But it doesn't have to be those expensive $2,000 events. But find something that you can connect to. Find someone. So you're watching your YouTube videos. You go get a library card, whatever it is. But set a long-term vision goal and say, okay, I'm going to save 10% of my income in 2019 so that I can go to a live event. Whatever that looks like. Summit counts for that. Any of your personal development books count for that. So kind of figure that number out and see what you need to make to have 10% be invested back in yourself. So that I don't know all the statistics. If somebody does, or if let me know, or if somebody can Google it after. But it's something like you invest 10% and you get like a 33% return or something. There's statistics on this. So there's a lot of questions that we get. I'm going to open this up in 10 seconds. There's a lot of questions that we get on the page, like, how do I do share a cart? How do I, when's the best time to reply to people? How many people should I be talking to a day? How many hours should I follow up? There's a lot of those detailed questions, which are amazing, and we will continue to answer them. But like Andrea had shared earlier in the page, these are things that you can find out on your own. There are many things. The amazing Mark Jones put, oh my gosh, Stephanie, are you still on here? Did you see Mark comment a GIF on your, he did a Teletubby one. I'm like, oh my God, is he going to start getting himself involved in these? Because they're going to be hysterical if he does. But he congratulated her with a Teletubby. Like, what is happening right now? But anyway, so the amazing Mark Jones put on our teampassiontraining.com website a link right to the TBB FAQ. Like, you literally, it's Coach Tools TBB FAQ. You don't have to go searching for it. You don't have to Google it. Mark got you covered. He also put a link under Coach Tools to the Coach Generator link. So I know we can do Share a Cart now, except for Beachbody On Demand only memberships. So you go to the Coach Generator link and you put in your coach ID, and it gives you the link to send people for just Beachbody On Demand, right? There's a great search feature in Team Passion Coaches page. You can just put on all our pages. You can put, Share a Cart, and you're gonna get like 4 videos that Kim Carver did on Share a Cart, right? Beachbody bars. I posted that the other day. So there's lots of things and then what I want you to also do is start thinking to like trial and error. I don't know when I should do this or how I should do this, or just like with your workouts, you had to try. Mark's making that bread, that gluten-free bread. That's what's beeping. So you have to try things. Like some of us with the working out in the morning or working out in the afternoon or doing our time nutrition, Autumn didn't tell you what to do. It was you having to kind of trial and error that. So same thing with your business. Like, try it this way. If it doesn't work, try it this way. It does, you know what I mean? So I'm going to really recommend, I'm not discouraging you from asking questions. Please, I would rather that whole page be filled with questions than anything else. But I want you to, and a lot of people will preface, because they know I do this, a lot of people say, I already went to the FAQ, can somebody help me? I've already Googled this 7 times, I'm wasting too much time, can somebody help me? Yes, please. And I know some people want a quick answer, but my coach 8 years ago didn't answer me on any of that stuff. Like, never. I had to figure everything out on I would send him a text or a message on how to do something. After the first week, he was like, yeah, no, you can figure this out. I was like, so it was like annoying at first, but it was a blessing that he did for me. And I do that to some of you. You'll send me a private message and I will direct you on where to find that answer instead of giving it to you. I did that to Stephanie the other day. She said, how do you recommend I answer this? I'm like, well, how do you think you should answer it? So I don't want to give you the answers all the time, because I want you to figure them out on your own, and I want you to find your way, which is huge. So those are the 3 big things I wanted to talk about. Events, plugging in, the importance of being a product of the product. Because if you're not a product of the product, your energy is, and you're not going to invite anyone, you're not going to talk to anyone, you're not going to want to, your messages are going to be like, hey, see you on Gemini's challenge group, it's going to be crap, because, or you're going to pretend. And you're like, hey, so yeah, totally, right? And like, it's going to be stupid. So you want to make sure that your energy is the right energy. You're feeling good. And the only way to do that, you guys, like, I feel so good eating clean, working out every day, doing my personal development, plugging into you guys. Like I feed off of your energy. And if I'm feeding off of the negative energy, I just stop replying to you. So you may realize that if you all of a sudden see me ignore you, I don't like your energy at this time. And you need to go do some personal development. And that's when you have to assess yourself too and say, okay, my energy is down. The last 17 people just said no to me. I don't know if I can do this. Everyone's given me a money objection. What do I do? The answer is always more personal development. That's always the answer. If you're feeling down, you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling like you can't do this, you should do this on overtime. Like, I want you to back off from everything else other than you being a product of the product. I want you to stop inviting people for the next 24 to 48 hours. I want you to stop thinking about any other thing, actually 48 hours. I want you to do all personal development. Find your author. Find your person who you connect to. Go on YouTube. Felicia has posted that link to those great videos. I don't know what they are. If you can go find it. But short, quick 5-minute videos. Just figure it out and find your way back. You need to create a big vision for this. You need to start thinking bigger. You need to start believing in yourself. If I can do this, you can do this. If you go to my Instagram, it doesn't look like Lindsay Matway's. It doesn't look like Jatana Jackson's. It doesn't look like Melissa McAllister's. I'm just Nicole, right? Like I don't have filters. I have the filter apps on this thing. I can't be bothered. Like I want to talk to people. I want to get to know people, but I want to be me because I want to attract the everyday mom or the everyday person that would love to be a CEO. And that's who we are. Yes? All right. I'm done. You guys are all talking to your kids and your cats. I'm losing you. All right. So what do you guys have to add? What questions do you have? What comments? Talk to me. Did this help? Did this all make sense? What else do you want me to talk about? Or somebody else on here to talk about? Monica's texting me, so she obviously is not on this Zoom call. She's gonna hear from it, my success partner. I just recorded that. I know that's not her phone number at the bottom of the screen either. All right.
I think I have a question.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not sure exactly how to explain this, but
okay.
What do you, like, for example, I was talking to a friend today, is one of my coworkers, seeing me eating, my portions, because I'm all the time eating when we have in the meetings, and she's always looking at my food. She always orders food. And she told me today that she wants me to cook for her. She's like, I'll pay you. And I'm like, I really don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I told her, I explained her a little bit of how the things are, because, we're out at work. And but she told me I think she was a Beachbody before, or she used to be. She says, I know what you're talking about. And so how do you, but we were busy, like I said, we were at work, and I said, we talk later. So how do you do that? Like, I can invite her to a group challenge, but how do you talk to people like that? They've been there before. So I don't know what to do.
So one of the biggest things, and this will work for anything, is to use the terminology feel, felt, found. Okay, so write that down. Feel, felt, found. And when you're having a natural conversation with someone, you say, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way too, because I had tried every other program out there. What I found was when I joined a super supportive accountability group with this team that I found, and so talk about, so use those words and say, I know exactly how you feel, this meal prepping thing isn't fun, so I'm definitely not going to do it for you, even for money. But what I found was week after week, it got easier. I understand that you already have done Beachbody stuff before, but did you have a coach? Did your coach have an accountability group? What type of team did your coach, you know what I mean? So ask more questions. Like if she, I already did that Beachbody stuff. Okay, well, what does that mean? Because she probably wasn't in a super supportive team like this. She maybe didn't have a coach. She maybe just bought it off the infomercial and tried to do it herself. The containers might still be in the plastic, there's a lot of things. So you've got to kind of, you want to sympathize with them. I know how you feel. That's how I felt. Here's what I found. And then ask more questions. What do you mean? You know what I'm talking about. What was your experience before? Talk to me about that. And if you have to do that later with her, get her phone number, these Zoom things, guys, are free. You can go to zoom.us and create your own account just like this. And so I always say to people, hey, can we hop on a quick Zoom? It's a video conference and I'll send you the link. And it's so much easier to do this one-on-one now. It's great to hop on the phone or to use voice message, but if someone's willing to do this, oh, they're signing up. There's no way they're walking away. Like, it's messaging, they may sign up. Getting on the phone, way more bigger chance. Getting on the Zoom, a 99% chance they're signing up. So when you're talking to people, the one-on-one, meeting them for coffee, doing a Zoom, getting on the phone, doing a FaceTime, way more effective than trying to message them. I know people don't like all of this, but ask them. Don't assume that they won't do it. But does that make sense? Asking her more questions, trying to see, and then empathizing.
Yes, correct. But I wasn't sure, but I mean, you know, like, I don't know the whole thing, so I wasn't sure to say it. And a good thing we got this on. Now I'm get ready for it.
Yeah. So you want to ask a lot of questions, and you want to ask too, because some people will be like, oh, I already have all the Beachbody stuff, and that's when you want to say, oh, do you have a coach? Because you don't want to step on anyone's toes either.
Exactly.
But if they have a coach and they're like, I did, but I don't really think they're doing it anymore, free game, jump in. Like, don't, go right in. Just go, okay, I'm very active. I'm not going anywhere. Like, I think that's what people want to hear. Like, especially if they already had a coach before, you've got to like assure them, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm not going anywhere. I want to do this with you. Let's talk, Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, of course. What else? I think the biggest thing that you guys have to, so like I said, there's a lot of things that you can just find answers on your own and things like that. But I think it's that belief and that confidence in yourself and knowing that you can do this. And one of the things I want you to remember is they can come in our Big Team Passion Getting Obsessed group. I recommend it. There's nothing like opening your very first challenge group with your first 5 to 10 people and talking to yourself. It drains the energy out of you. You're like, you can put on a big happy face and you can pretend and you can be like, this is awesome, you guys are awesome, I love you, and like all day long. But if they're not talking back to you, that's why I love our big group, and I love that we figured it out together, because I've been opposed to big groups for so long because people would just dump their people in there, and I'm like, hello, I'm not coaching your people. They're not going to connect to me. They have no idea who I am. Stop it. But now everybody comes right in. Hey, they welcome. It's a big welcome party when they come in. And so I'm like, okay, now everyone's on the same page. And there's downfalls to a big group. It moves really fast. People get their entire feed is just this group. I get it. So you just kind of have to talk them through that. That's why when I welcome people to the page, I send them either a private message or I say it right in the welcome. Hey, this page is going to move fast. If it floods your news feed, feel free to shut off notifications. And when I say something like that publicly, usually I get 10 people underneath going, I love that it floods my news feed. This is the most positive part of my day. Like, I don't, so everybody else in that group is also selling to your customers and coaches without you knowing that or without them knowing that. Like, I can sit there and say to hey, you guys should be on Energize and Recovery. You guys, totally, I love Energize. I love Recovery. Woohoo. Then as soon as Renee says it, Heather says it, Andrea says it, they're like, oh, all right, maybe she's not just trying to sell me something. Everybody loves this Energize and Recovery stuff. How do I get it? So there's another big advantage to putting people in that big group is that everyone else is going to sell to them. So they may be in just with the Beachbody On Demand membership, and in the next 30 days, they may be on Shakeology, Performance Line, whatever else. So it's huge. But you got to believe in yourself, and you got to know that you can do this. And there's no magic formula, and there's nothing special or different about me or any of us that are in that group who are super successful. We're just doing it. We're just doing it. So know that you can do it too. And have those natural conversations with people. You won't get, we will never teach you a copy and paste script to invite someone. People beg for it. I won't give it to you because I don't want you doing that. You know how many Roden and Fields copy and pastes I get a week? at least 10. I'm like, ah. And if I'm in the mood, I educate them a little. If I'm not, I just ignore it. I had someone friend me from our residence page here in the town, and immediately 5 minutes in, she was inviting me to something. I'm like, eh. So you just have to, you just got to have conversations with people. You got to say hi to people. You got to reconnect with people. You got to do this very naturally. Do this how you would want to be approached by someone. And do it with the first few invites, Christy can attest to this. Christy is one of my first coaches from September of 2010, I think, and I was in August. So she was a month after. I just called her. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what this thing is, but I'm doing this workout at home. I'm going to start this business. I know we did Party Light together. Like, let's try to figure this out. Like, that's how I invited her. I'm sure it wasn't those exact words, but it was very light. It was very similar. I'm like, I just have a feeling about this. I think we should do this. Okay. So, here we are 8 years later still. So you don't have to know how to say any fancy words. You just have to be like, hey, want to do this with me? I don't really know what I'm doing, but it's going to be so fun to figure out. What else? Anything else? Questions, comments? Keep it simple.
Could I ask a question?
Yes, Stephanie.
You're going to totally tell me the FAQ, and I know, but I'm just going to try. You ready?
Fuck it. Stephanie, fuck
it. So about the Autumn's new group on April 23rd, is that for everyone or just coaches?
Just coaches. There is actually no FAQ on it because she's doing it on her own. She's just asking Beachbody to help verify things. So she's doing 2 groups. So she hasn't announced the details of the second group, which will be for everyone. The first group that's starting on April 23rd will be doing 80-Day Obsession again, and it will be a coaches group. And the only way to get in is for you to sell an 80-Day Obsession or a Beachbody On Demand challenge pack or mega pack or one of the packs that have like Shakeology or Performance Line in it. And you have to sell it 3/19 through 4/23. And then you'll get an invite to the group. And basically what she's going to do is she's going to have like guest speakers come in every week. I'm guessing people like Tulin Emery, Christina Delgado, those people, probably Donald's and the 80-Day Obsession people, her sister. But she's going to invite coaches that she know that are successful in this business, that are successful in inviting to 80-Day Obsession groups. And she's going to do like an interview on Sunday. She's going to give us assignments, and it's going to be a coach-run test group with coaches, but for the business piece of it. Yeah.
Okay.
So we talk about in the team coach page. Here's how you invite. Here's we do all these trainings. She's going to add a little Autumn flair to it as well, and bring in some other coaches.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and it's funny because there were some things like she was saying today. She's like, or just buy a challenge pack for yourself. I'm like, yeah, no, we can't do that, Autumn. We're already coaches. So she doesn't understand all of that either. So that was funny. But, and she says, I don't really understand this coaching thing. So that's why she's going to bring in 13 different people over the 13 weeks to share some coaching tips and stuff. But it's fun that like her and Carl get that involved. Like Carl's tells us how to invite on Instagram stories and things like that. So it's fun that these guys are so invested in what we do. And Chris Downing is also starting a big Shift Shop challenge group, I think, at the same time on 4/23. If anyone wants to take a different route. If there's anything earth-shattering that Autumn shares in that group that we're like, oh my gosh, this is what people, then we'll of course share that too. But it's I have a secret. There is no secret, right? You just You just got to be consistent. You just got to talk to people. You got to believe in yourself. You got to be a product of the product. You got to do your personal development, and you got to plug in. It's it. It's it. And don't stress about, I'm seeing so many people stressing about time and time management and how do I fit all this in. Like, just do something. You're spending so much time stressing about it that you're watching Netflix instead. And that Netflix time is your business time. I confess, I watched The Lost Confession of OJ last week instead of work. But I had done my work for the day, right? Like you had. So if you haven't done your work for the day and you're watching TV, there's your time management. It's it, you know? Grabbing those 10 minutes, maybe scooting out to your car at lunch because you have 10 messages sitting in your box. Don't we want all that? Don't we want that every day? 10 messages sitting in our box? I'll be gladly to figure out how to time manage that, right? All right. Everyone's tired. Many of us get up very early for our pre-workout and get moving. Oh my gosh, today's workout was so fun, wasn't it? Those of us are on. Andrea, did you love it? Did you just finish it? Yeah. I know you were waiting for it, seeing all our comments in the group. I'm scared for tomorrow. It's so funny. I think I jinxed us. The day before when we did leg day, I don't know what day. I don't know what we did. Oh, cardio. And I was like, oh gosh, cardio flow. I'm like, this is my favorite cardio because there's no jumping. I love it. There's no plyo. There's no jumping. I love this type of cardio. What did we get today? Plyo and jumping. I'm like, damn it. I knew that was going to happen, but all good. Okay, thank you. We didn't get to 25, so I'm not going to do a live prize giveaway, but everyone smile. I'm going to do a quick screenshot, and I will give a prize for you guys who are on here live. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Stephanie, I think you were blurry. I think you were moving. All right. Have a great night, guys. And this recording will be up on the Team Passion Training YouTube channel before the evening is. Before I go to bed. All right. Good night, guys. Thank you.